You came into my life not as a whirlwind or firestorm, but as a calm I hadn't known I was waiting for. There were no grand entrances, no fireworks in the sky, just a quiet understanding, a warmth that sank deep into the coldest corners of me. I hadn't believed in the forever kind of love until your laughter filled the spaces in my chest that used to echo. You didn't ask me to change, you just looked at me like I was already enough, and in that gaze I became something more. You were never a half measure or a fleeting high, you were roots steady and strong. You stayed, not because you had to, but because something between us clicked in a way that made leaving feel like forgetting how to breathe. I watched myself begin to believe in things I'd stopped hoping for: honesty, home, the kind of passion that's not just fire but light. With you I didn't need to be loud to be heard. You understood the silences. In a world always rushing to the next thing, you were the one I wanted to stand still with. Always after always it was you. The world around us kept turning, seasons shifting like waves, but you remained constant. When the noise got too loud, your voice was my anchor. When the days grew long and wearied, your hand in mine was the pause I didn't know I needed. You loved me through the hours that made no sense, through the chaos and calm alike. With you, love wasn't about fireworks. It was the slow burn of a candle that never wavered. You saw me, not just the version of me I showed the world, but the parts that trembled in the dark. And you never flinched. You loved even the messy, uncertain bits, and in doing so made me brave enough to face them. I used to think love was about perfection, about getting everything right. But you taught me that love is found in the effort, in the choosing of each other every day. I began to understand that forever isn't a destination, it's a decision renewed again and again. With every breath, you became more than just someone I loved. You became my place to land, my reason to hope, my softest truth. You held my dreams like fragile glass, never tightening your grip, but always close enough to catch them. There was a kind of quiet pride in the way you supported me, not with loud declarations but with consistency. You were never just beside me, you were with me, in every sense. In the small victories and the low days you reminded me that we were a team. And isn't that what love should be? Not grandstanding or constantly trying to prove something, but just showing up, time and time again. I didn't need you to be perfect, and somehow you were perfect for me anyway. There were nights I lay awake wondering how I ever made it through life without your voice in the silence, your breath in the dark. You didn't change the world for me, you made me strong enough to change it myself. You whispered courage into my soul without ever raising your voice. And now when I look back at the moments that shaped me, your name echoes through all of them. You were never a chapter, I see now that you were the whole damn book. Even in the moments we struggled, when our words turned sharp and silence stretched wide, I never doubted your love. That's the thing about you, it wasn't that you were flawless, it was that you stayed. You stood in the storm soaked and tired, and you still reached for my hand. We learned how to bend without breaking, how to rebuild from the pieces. Every relationship hits the point where the fairy tale fades and reality sets in, but you never stopped showing up. We didn't always get it right, but we always returned to each other, and that's what mattered. The love we had wasn't delicate, it was forged. Every disagreement taught us something, every apology stitched us closer. You didn't promise that we'd never fall, you promised to fall with me. In a world that taught me to prepare for loss, you became the one thing I never had to fear letting in. We grew side by side, not in perfect symmetry, but in harmony. You were the melody I didn't know my life was missing, and even in the dissonance you made it beautiful. Always after always I would choose you. There's something about your presence that slows the spinning world, as if time itself pauses to watch us. I've caught myself studying your face like it holds all the answers, tracing the lines of your laugh, memorizing the rhythm of your breathing. It's not obsession, it's reverence. You're the living proof that magic exists in the real and the ordinary. The way your hand fits mine, the way your eyes find me across a crowded room, the way your voice softens when it says my name, it all feels like something divine. You're not a fantasy, you're better than that. You're the reality I never thought I could have. And somehow I get to love you, not in secret, not in longing, but out loud and in full color. The depth of what I feel for you scares me sometimes, only because it's so rare, so raw, so real. But then you smile, and everything settles. I realize I'm not alone in this. You feel it too. We're building something that doesn't shake when the world does, something that lasts. And even when the days feel heavy, loving you never has. It's the lightest thing I carry. We've grown together, like vines twisting upward toward the same sun, adapting and learning from the ways we change. The person I was when we met is different now, stronger, softer, more alive. And I owe so much of that to you. You never clipped my wings. You watched me soar and waited for me when I landed. You celebrated my highs without jealousy, held me in my lows without judgment. Love like that, patient, unwavering, humble, is rare. You're rare. You remind me that passion doesn't always have to burn. It can also warm, steady and slow, like embers that never die. You've given me more than love. You've given me a home in your heart. There are people who spend lifetimes searching for what we found in each other. I don't take that lightly. I wake up grateful, not just because I have you, but because I have you in this way, honest, whole here. You've been my sanctuary, the quiet in my chaos, the truth in my uncertainty. You've given me something I didn't even know how to name before you, and now that I have it, I'll never let it go. Some days love feels like laughter echoing in the kitchen, our bodies brushing past each other in quiet dances. Other days it's carrying each other through grief, through fear, through silence. You've been all of it for me, the good and the hard, the calm and the storm. And I have loved you in every version of yourself, when you're smiling with the world at your feet, and when you're quiet, withdrawn, fighting battles no one else can see. I've watched you grow into yourself, and I am so proud of the man you are. You make me believe in strength not as force but as vulnerability. You show me every day that love isn't a transaction, it's a practice, a giving, a holding, a forgiving. I don't love you because you're perfect. I love you because you're real, because you let me in, because you trust me with your heart, and I trust you with mine. That kind of love doesn't end, it doesn't fade with time or dull with comfort. If anything, it deepens. And no matter what comes, joy or sorrow, sun or storm, know this, I will always stand with you. You've become my language, the way I speak comfort into the world. When I think of the future, it's your hand I see in mine, your laughter in the halls of our home. I imagine lazy mornings with you, coffee shared, stories told. I imagine raising our dreams together, tending to them like a garden we both vowed to grow. There's no version of the future that feels right without you in it. And I know the world won't always be kind. I know that time will test us, stretch us, try to wear us down. But we are not fragile. We are not temporary. We are built on truth, on effort, on intention. I will keep choosing you every day, even on the days you can't choose yourself. I'll hold space for you, for your fears, for your dreams. I will be your mirror when you forget who you are, and your lighthouse when you lose your way. That's not a promise I make lightly, it's a vow, one I feel in my bones, in my blood. You and me, we're not just love, we're legacy. We are the story worth writing. And when the years have weathered us, when our hands grow wrinkled and our bodies slower, I hope we are still dancing in the kitchen, still laughing at inside jokes no one else understands, still reaching for each other like gravity, like truth. I hope we never lose the wonder of what we have, never let routine dull the magic. Because this us, it's a miracle. Maybe not in the loud cinematic way the world celebrates, but in the way that matters most. It's enduring, it's brave, it's kind. You've made loving easy and extraordinary all at once.